Okay, we're going to look at standalone input-output points now. So I've got a drawing there, Standalone I O Points. Notice the underscore. You can't use a backslash in a DWG file name in AutoCAD. So we're going to add that to the project. Right-click, Add Active Drawing, Yes to the project default values, and you'll see there that it's already taken on board the O4, the Standalone I O Points. So I don't need to worry about the drawing properties. Now I am starting from a blank drawing here. Now there's a reason for that. It may be that your company standard works with point-to-point wiring diagrams or input-output points alone on a diagram rather than the schematic component method of drafting. So we're going to go up to the icon menu here. So that's the schematic tab on the ribbon, insert components panel, icon menu here, and we select icon menu on the pull down. Okay, so we go to PLC I/O there on the insert component schematic symbols. And look, here's all of our standard PLC input output points. So what I can do there, I can pick an in point, an out point, and so on. Now, if you look there, you've got second and child, out, second and child, and so on. I'm just going to go for the basic one right there. So that's an in point. So if I click on that, it'll bring it into the drawing. I'll drop it dead center. It's quite small. And what I'm going to do there is leave it as a PLC tag of PLC1 and OK that. Now when I zoom right in close though, there's my point there. Now if I'm going to wire a standalone input output point, let's go for it here. Wire on the insert wires and wire numbers. If I pick there as a midpoint, look, my wire will come straight out like so. And I'll just right click and enter there to finish. If I try and wire again and come off of here though, can you see? Look, it'll only come off of the in point like so. So there's another wire there, right click and enter to finish. So that's an in point, yeah? So let's do that again. Let's go back to the icon menu and I'll go back to PLC I/O, and this time I want an out point here, just a one pointer. And I'll just drop that right next door to my PLC1. Notice it comes up with PLC4. Interesting, but doesn't matter. Just leave it as that. There you go, PLC4. Now let's do some wiring off of that one. So if I come off of here and pick the next point along here, the midpoint snap, and come that way, that wire comes off of there. If I try and start a wire this end, does the same as the in one. Can you see that? So what I've got there, basically, right click and enter to finish the wiring there, is I've got in points coming into the PLC here, and then this is an out point, so they're coming out of the PLC. So all I'm showing there is basically the wiring connection terminals. I'm not actually showing the whole PLC module. I don't need to in this case. So as you can see, there's standalone input and output points available if you're doing purely a wiring to wiring diagram rather than a schematic component diagram.